Loctite here. We're going to go and apply it so we can actually put it into our benzene motor starter. There we go. Just get a little bit of that. I usually just put in the cap. That way it'll capture whatever it needs to be. Okay, here we go. First one. Just kind of let it just marinate in there. There we go. A little bit there. Residue from the cap. Okay, we're gonna have to go ahead and take our socket, 8mm, drive that in. Just a little bit here. As much as we can in there. Alright, then we got another one here. Do the same thing. Since this actually secures the bolts from the vibration, that's all we can go for it. There we go. Got enough right there. This one's a little trickier. Put the cap back on to our red Loctite. I mean blue Loctite, not red ever. Unless it's red, I find it. Okay, we got to lift it up a little bit. That way it gets in there. Okay, we're going to go and torque it to about 5 foot-pound specs, which equals to 60 inch-pound. There we go. Snap. Awesome. There we go. We got that one done. Now I'm going to show you how to actually, you can see here, very nice and clean now. It's all in there. We're going to go ahead and show you different ways to remove the stud. If you don't have a stud remover tool like this one right here, it's pretty much we use the center one. The center one is it's good for about 8mm stud or 6mm studs. 8mm meaning the head, but 6mm actually the stud itself. So I just want to show you, if you don't have this tool here, you can actually do it this way. You can take 2 of the lug nuts and put them together. By the way, if you need the part number for this, you can pick up at any pretty much auto parts store. W89414. They might not have in stock, but they could probably order it from you, like O'Reilly or something like that. There we go. See, there's a 6mm one and then an 8mm one. We need the 8mm one, so we're going to go and get that one out. And then if you don't have one of these ones, this is what you do. Here, I'm going to go and show it to you in an existing one, how you can actually unscrew your stud here. See, this is very tightly in there. So what you could do is just take 2 of your bolts. They're 12mm. So 12mm, it actually has an 8mm stud. So that's why we're using 8mm stud on that one. Okay, you get 2 of your bolts like this. You screw one down, kind of like, you know, the opposite. Almost like flip it upside down if it has like a little base washer pre-installed. Okay, screw it down. Okay, and then you're going to take this other one right here and you're going to screw it on top. And now this is not ready yet. What you gotta do is prep it. So what that means is, because if you actually just try to do it like it as it is right now, let's say you take your 12mm. Okay, you see that 12mm there? You just take the 12mm here and you try to turn it, it will turn the secondary screw as well, and that defeats the whole point of it's going in. But for this reason, we'll get this to flush, and then we'll go ahead and force the other one to stabilize by going the opposite direction. See, there you go. See, it's actually just flushing both of them going down, so it's not actually twisting the thread anywhere for you. It's actually just tightening this one down. So here we go. Dogs love ice cream, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna go and try to set this down here, that way you can see how the thread comes off. There we go. Try to get a better camera angle here for you. I'll set this down so that way you can see it. You can see it from here. There we go. So you can see me work on this thread right here. Okay, there we go. You can kind of get a tilt there. You can see how the angle of the thread is. Okay, you see this thread now? So we're going to go and work on it. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go and get the other, you're going to get a 12 millimeter, and you're going to hold the other side pretty much opposite. So one's rotating it clockwise, the other one going counterclockwise. Because what you want to do is you really want to pack these two screw together. So we're going to do that right now. Okay, so we're going to go clockwise on the top, and we're going to go counterclockwise on the bottom. There we go. See, I'm putting the pressure like almost butterflying it, or kind of bending the bars, you could say. And you want to do that securely. Now these two can't go anywhere without twisting your stud off. So we're going to try to loosen the stud. Now we want to go and go to the left. Our goal is to turn the stud off. Okay, so we're going to go and take the stud off. Now this is easier to do when you only have one stud and they're open space like this, but once you have four that are within certain diameter, it's harder. And that's why I recommend getting one of these little tools right here. You can see that the inside has little bearings, sort of like rollers, and they grip it without stripping your threads. And on the other side, you can see it also. It's just hollow. See, there we go. And I'll show you how easy it is to use that one versus this method. But again, if you don't have the stud puller in your area, or if you can't find it, this is definitely an emergency option. It's just a little harder to do when you have four space diameter, which gets in the way of each one. But you can definitely make it work though. Here we go. We're going to loosen it lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. So counterclockwise is left. And okay, here we go. There we go. All right, let's see. Oh, I guess for tightening it, it's easier said than done. So for tightening it, it works beautifully. But for not tightening it, everything comes off. So I guess for tightening it, it's a one-way almost. You could do it with a thread. But if not tightening it, it's probably better just get that socket here. So we're going to go and change this socket, the normal regular 12 millimeter socket, for the 8 millimeter stud. And again, it fits right into this 8 millimeter, because our 12 millimeter, it's actually just this part, but the thread inside is actually 8 millimeter. So you'll see it grip it, and you just put it there. It goes loose again when you go all the way to the bottom, so you want to lift it up to just where the thread is. So you just gotta get your hand where the thread is. There we go. Until you still feel it grip. Okay, it's gripping. There we go. So once it's gripped, you can keep your hand where the thread is. See, this is as a more easier way, more effective, because you know it's time consuming to keep pairing the thread together or the bolts together just to try to get loose. So this tool is very useful in helping you pretty much take out their studs. So we're going to take out this stud. Now I can show you. You do it by hand a little bit here now. Again, this is only recommended for hand torquing it and hand removing. You don't want to put a power drill to this because it's not made for it. It's just mainly for hand tools, like your manual wrench here. Okay, there it goes. It still has a good bite to it. So you can see it's coming off from this base. It's a pretty long stud. And that's how you pretty much take it off. So there we go. We're going to need the washers from this one because that's all we're going to take from this part. We're actually going to use our new studs. They're a little different than the sizes because our cylinder housing and our cylinder head unit is going to be bigger than our original OEM one or original 171. So everything's a little bigger. I'm just going to put this on back. And you can also put it on back with a stud remover as well. Now I just want to show you, it will actually remove or tighten it down with this one because you're actually going clockwise. So let's go ahead and use the 2 bolts trick again. Here we go. We're going to screw that in as much as we can. See, the studs I actually want to move into because it's already got some grip. So, but it won't go all the way in, unfortunately, until you put a little bit more pressure. And when it gets that kind of pressure, it's starting letting this actually move down. So that's probably why. And okay, so here we go. It's starting to get pressure. Take your 12 millimeter wrench, twist as much as you can. Hoping that my phone doesn't stop because due to the detection of heat. But we'll see. You see here, it's starting to move it down now, and that's not what we want. We don't want it to actually start, you know, moving this down. So we're going to go ahead and again apply the same way, but this time, since it's clockwise, we're going to force this screw to not go further down. So we're going to force this one counterclockwise and this one clockwise, like we're tightening it. So we're going to put the socket in, our 12mm regular socket, and we're going to go and do this method for tightening it down. Okay, clockwise and counterclockwise on the bottom. There we go. That way those two are like really lip smacking each other. Okay, now it's there. And now watch, you can see here. See how it's turning the thread? So when you do it for clockwise tightening it, righty-tighty, it's no problem. But when it comes to loosening it, that's where you're gonna have a challenge. Unless you're going from here. Now you can do it that way. Okay, here we go. We're tightening it. Okay, here we go. This is tightening it. Now if you're gonna loosen it, I forgot to mention that you can actually use the second bolt, not the first bolt, because the pressure is already on. There we go. This is really tight. Okay. Okay. There it goes. Aluminum, so you don't want to force too much of it, but it's already tightening. I can feel the heat. Now, if you want to loosen it, you'll actually, instead of taking it from the top bolt, you're actually doing reverse. You're actually getting from the second bolt, and you're going left again. Again, it's going to be a little harder when you have a bunch of studs, pretty much not giving you clearance, but you can go a little bit looped over. So here we go. We're going to go this way on the second one, okay? There we go, see? It's forcing it loose. So you can definitely do it. It's just a little bit more time consuming comparing it together, the lug nuts. So there it is. It's loosening it up. Now before you loosen it up, you want to make sure you break your bolts ahead of time, or else it's going to be harder because you have to put this back in on another vise. So it's almost loose. You can do it by hand now. And again, you want to go and break the lip smacking section. So what you want to do now is go ahead and, you know, just let it loose on its own. So we'll hold this stable. There we go. And now this comes off. So just like we did to take it off originally. So there we go. Now this comes off. And we're going to actually take the threads, I mean the lug nuts from it, because we're going to use it for our new one. Okay, now see this one, it's going to be a little harder now. You can see there, or you can use a vice grip, but vice grip again, you're going to leave some teeth marks there. And if you want a nice clean install and then more secure, you want to definitely do it this way. And we're going to apply some blue Loctite also on the ends of it as well. Sometimes you can want to use anti-seize if you're planning to take it off, but I think it's going to be a one-way road for us. We're just going to go and blitz some blue Loctite and just keep it in there securely. So, all right. So all the things, I think we pretty much robbed this part. Oh, there actually is. Oh, there we go. We could have got it. This one actually has the dowel pins that we needed for our, what do you call that? Our CV2 cover. Here we go. We got one here. Forgot there's some dowel pins in this area. So let's see if we can actually rob this one, and that way we don't have to order it. We got everything we need to complete, and we can go and take the CV2 cover off and actually put the dowel pins. Oh yeah, this one's coming off too. Perfect. Wow, this one's a long one. Oh, it seems that way. All right, almost there. You don't want, these are very soft metal, so you don't want to pretty much bend it this way, or pushing it this way, you'll probably smash it. So you're trying to pull it very carefully. There we go. We got it out now. Great. We got the 8mm dowel pins. Again, these are interchangeable with the crankcase, left and right. It's just it will not fit into the studs for the cylinder head units. See, it won't even fit in. It takes a 10mm for this one. So again, 8mm. Like I said, again, these are 8mm stud itself, so it just goes right onto alignment. So that's actually a good thing here. We got two dowel pins is what we needed. Awesome. So the camera didn't stop. I'm very grateful for that. You guys caught that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start putting the studs into our unit here. And I'm going to go and try to angle it this way. And that way you can see me. And then, by the way, the cracks here we'll deal with afterwards. It's actually an easy fix since it's mostly on the outside surface. And it looks like it's going, it's about 1 inch. And it goes right there with acetate from top. We'll kind of sand it down a little bit. And then if anything, we can apply some carb cleaner or brake cleaner. And then we'll put some JB Weld material on there. And it just kind of seeps right in. and just fills in that gap. So we should be okay. And the rollers, if it actually secures the rollers on the other end too, that's fine, just as long as it doesn't, you know, lock down its bearings that we need to make sure it flows freely. So awesome. So here we go. We are going to install the stud. All right, so first of all, let's go ahead and not lose some of these 2 screws that we actually pulled out earlier. We're going to put this here again if you need to know what we're using to remove our stud. These are 2 screws that hold the cylinder head, and we're just going to put them in there for right now, just to hold in place so we don't lose our screws. And same with that plastic one we just put back in there. Okay, so again, keep in mind there's a short one and a long one. See, if I level them down, you see that the long one is just a centimeter a little bit higher. That makes a huge difference, that centimeter, because it's going to offset. And again, you want this side going in where the short pebble side, and not versus the long one, because that's where our rocker arm is going to lie. Okay, short one goes to the left side of the crankcase right here, and then the long one goes to the long right side of the crankcase. That's the way easy to remember it. We're going to go and apply some blue Loctite on there. Go. And then you can see, put some on the cap. There we go. Keep this in a level so it won't slide off. There we go. Okay, so there we go. We'll get our long one here. Take it out of the bag. They're nice and shiny, polished metal, sort of like kind of fiery. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dip it in. Hopefully it lets us dip in. If it doesn't, we're going to have to do some different ways to make it in there. Okay, it's enough right here. That's it, and it'll spread itself more as we go from the very front and then work our way back. So there we go. We're putting it in now. This is exciting. You see I can barely twist anymore. It's so new. I'm going to break that in. Okay, there we go. It's just like chalking a pool stick. There we go. It's just not enough. It's just not. And the heat eventually will start molding in and securing it even more. We just want to make sure it doesn't vibrate. And eventually, when we have 4 holders that's kind of securing it, it's rare that one will just come off on its own, because especially when we have the cylinder head cover as well. So okay, that just goes as much as we can. You can see here the long pebble is facing us. Okay, we're going to take this one now, same way. These are really nice. Okay, there we go, just a little bit. That's all we need. So again, it cements itself. You can see a little bit gets onto the cap and it's already securing the cap, and that's plastic, it's not even metal. So the plastic allows it to bend, but metal doesn't bend much, so that's why it's made for metal. So just dump the remaining on here. There we go. There we go, we got it now. Oh, much better. There we go. Last bit of that one. Oh wow, see, there we go. Actually, this one looked like it was thirsty, and now it allows you to almost fully engaged in. Incredible. Goes in easier. All right, there we go. Let me see if I can do the same thing here. Maybe it's just say, hey, look, I need to drink some more before I go in. So let's do it. Let's let it give it a swish. There we go. See how we got quite a bit there? Let thread in there. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. Actually, yeah. Just kind of figure out something here. I guess water makes, well, some soluble one. It actually makes it slip in a little bit more. That, or I developed some, you know, incredible finger strength, but I don't think I can just do that. But yeah, it just looks like it's eating it up. It looks like the water, I guess, allows it to get more. So let's do it this one as well. Oh, this one's hard to even come out. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's smear it. Dogs love ice cream. There we go. Oh, shush. There we go. We know you want the ice cream. There we go. I think something about dogs can't eat chocolate or something. Does something to them, but I don't know about ice cream. Alright, let's try this one as well. If anything, we at least get more Loctite on there for it. So the cap goes pretty good all the way almost. some off my finger there. Okay, that's good enough. Alright, there we go. Okay, now it's time to use our thread locker tool since we have it. I mean our, well, yeah, we can actually, our stud driver tool there. So here we go. We're gonna go and change this 12mm regular socket for our stud remover tool and stud put on tool, I guess. You can call it 8mm. So there you go, it's just enough for here. So let's see if you can see it. Try to back out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we can see exactly. Okay, so we can see what it looks like in there. Now you can see it's not flush. Again, you just want to get to the thread area. Okay, I'm actually reversing it. Okay, this is tightening it. You can see there? It's tightening it down. And I want to show you from this angle. See, it doesn't really strip the stud. You can see there. If you use a vice grip here, you could do it, but eventually it'll strip it. So let me go ahead and see there. It just grips at those rollers. Eventually the 4-roller clamps on it. And I just don't know how it does that without actually putting pressure onto this thread. But it does it very securely. So here we go. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, let me go and put my thread locker. You can see it's driving it in there now. There we go. You want it flushed all the way in. You don't want any thread exposed. You want to go in just like this one right here. That last one. This one can go in a little bit more. And then this one definitely can go in another centimeter or so. There you go. It's just really nicely gripping it. Okay. I didn't want to go backwards because then you have to reset those rollers. That's why I just try to spin it the full 360. So let me go and set this down. That way you can see it as it's retracting in. There you go.